So, under classification of firms, first thing that you should know is private versus private sector versus the public sector. What's the difference? You should be able to, I know you probably understand this very easily, but the thing is that you should be able to write about it also. Okay, private sector exactly hai kya? So we say private sector is part of economy that is run by individuals and firms for profit, right? It's not controlled by the state. Public sector, now this is part of economy which is owned and controlled by the state or the government. ठीक है? So ये private और public sector में differences होते हैं. How do you recognize them? Just simply ask yourself, who owns it? Is it the government or is it a private sector? People. Like for example, from business studies, you probably know like business structures जैसे कि sole trader, एक single owner का जो business होता है. Partnership, 2 to 20 people. This is also private sector because people own it individually. They make their decisions, they keep the profits, they bear the losses. फिर you have the private limited company, limited, जिसके अंदर हम लिमिटेड का खास मतलब ये होता है कि इनकी एक सेपरेट एंटिटी हो जाती है. बट इट इज़ प्राइवेट के अंदर इट्स फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली हु ओन्स इट. ओके, बट दे हैव लिमिटेड लाइबिलिटी. मतलब कि अगर बिजनेस को कोई लाइबिलिटी या डिफ़ॉल्ट हो गया या कुछ पेमेंट करनी है, बैंकरप्सी हो गई, तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जो कंपनी के एसेट्स हैं दैट इज़ समथिंग दैट यू विल हैव टू सेल, नॉट पर्सनल एसेट्स ऑफ योर. फिर पब्लिक लिमिटेड कंपनी. Now this one is listed on the stock exchange. These are usually the large companies. ठीक है? And there is a lot more detail to it. You usually study it in business. इसके shares जो हैं वो traded होते हैं stock exchange में. Not you because you're not 18 yet, but I can go and become an owner of it by purchasing X amount of shares. और फिर मैं उतना पार्ट ओनर बन जाता हूँ. देन आई कैन ईजिली सेल दो शेयर्स इन द स्टॉक एक्सचेंज एज वेल. तो ये भी इसका हिस्सा है. देन देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड द कोऑपरेटिव्स. दैट इज ऑल्सो द प्राइवेट सेक्टर business type. Then from the public sector point of view, you have public corporations. Back in the day, they used to ask this question a lot more कि public limited company और public corporation में फ़र्क बताओ. Public corporation is like your railway, okay, Karachi Water and Sewerage Board. These are public corporations. The state is running them. Saudi Arab के अंदर the entire oil industry was before they decided to sell the shares. तो वो was part of the state, but now it's partial. Mix भी हो सकता है, ठीक है. It can be like थोड़ा सा government ने ownership रखी हुई है और थोड़ा private sector ने. Once the private sector gets in, then it can be like a mixed sector or something.